Ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys are tired of hearing me, but I'm back. I'm back once again, this time to talk about who is the greatest of all time. There's two guys on the Mount Rushmore. I'm not going to talk about all four or five, however many's on the Mount Rushmore. I'm going to only talk about these two guys. And this is pertaining professional wrestling. We're going to talk about the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair, and we're going to talk about the 16-time champion John Cena. Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a debate about this in my everyday living about who is the better man, who's the better guy, who's the greatest. Is it John Cena or is it Ric Flair? First of all, I want to say that John Cena is a movie star now. Shout out to John Cena. I like John Cena. I think John Cena of this generation is the greatest of this generation, but not the greatest of all time. The greatest of all time is the Nature Boy Ric Flair. No disrespect to Hogan. No disrespect to Stone Cold Steve Austin. No disrespect to The Rock. No disrespect to Randy Orton. No disrespect to Triple H or Shawn Michaels. I am just talking about in accomplishments wise. Don't get me wrong. Stone Cold Steve Austin was the greatest to ever put on the boots and lace up the black boots from Texas, because he took the Attitude Era and made it the big conglomerate back in 97 to 2001 before the Ruthless Aggression. Stone Cold Steve Austin was mostly responsible for the Attitude Era. Then the Ruthless Aggression started with John Cena played his part in that. John Cena also played his part in the PG era of wrestling. Ric Flair has been a part of wrestling since the 70s. I remember Ric Flair when I was a little child. My dad used to have us watching WCW Saturday night on TBS. And I remember Ric Flair was the man with the long hair, white hair, and always had on the fine suits and wooing and throwing up the Four Horsemen sign. That's the Ric Flair I remember, with Double A right there behind him. Shout out to Arn Anderson, who's in AEW. Man, I'm telling you. Flair was a United States champion, a tag team champion. He teamed up with Batista and bless his soul, Roddy Piper. You know what I'm saying? Flair won the Intercontinental title. John Cena has not won that title yet. I don't know if he's going to get to that title. I don't even know if he's going to even attempt to even go for that title. But I wish he would. The reason why I'm having this debate is because I want people to understand that I don't mean no harm towards nobody. I'm giving both of these guys their props because these guys deserve the accomplishments they have accomplished. Man, I'm here to tell you, the Nature Boy Ric Flair is the greatest wrestler of all time. Until somebody takes that 17th championship title position, then Ric Flair is going to be number one to me. He's going to be the greatest. Now, John Cena can do it. But when he do it, will he become the greatest ever? Maybe. Maybe if Charlotte Flair does it. If she dethrones her father, which I think that she will, I think she will become the greatest women's champion of all time, because there's nobody that can touch Charlotte Flair. Nobody. As much as I like Jay Cargill, as much as I like the girl Camille from NWA Power, as much as I like Becky, Sasha, Bailey, Trish, Lita, all these girls, they are not in the position of Charlotte Flair, because Charlotte Flair is up here and they're trying to get here. This girl, Charlotte Flair, and then I'm going to get back to why I'm saying what I'm saying about John Cena and Ric Flair. Charlotte Flair is up here. She has set the bar. There's nobody that could take Charlotte Flair's position right now. Charlotte Flair, and this is another thing. In wrestling, let me break something down to people that don't understand this. There are wrestlers in the business that do not need a championship to put butts in seats. Charlotte Flair is good even with or without the women's title. Now, what I think she should do now, I think she should make a legacy as a tag team champion. I think her and Bianca, and no disrespect to Asuka, I like Asuka too, even Asuka, but I think now that Bianca and Charlotte Flair can be a tag team and win the tag team titles. And make the situation where they're not beefing with each other, just put them there and see what they can do as a tag team. I guarantee you that Charlotte Flair legacy will go higher and higher. Even if the WWE made a women's mid-card title. And that's something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. And I will talk about that on a different podcast. But back to Flair and Cena. John Cena has been champion. He was the first guy to bring the spinner belt when he won the United States title. He was able to bring the WWE title and made it a spinner belt. John Cena even has his own legacy title on the game, which means he has his own legacy championship belt. So John Cena has done a lot. John Cena has been in great WrestleMania matches just as well as the Nature Boy, even though the Nature Boy doesn't have that many, but this guy has a lot. John Cena has fought against The Rock twice. John Cena has fought against Bray Wyatt twice. He's lost to The Undertaker. He beat Triple H. He beat Shawn Michaels. He's beaten The Big Show. He's beaten Edge. He's fought Randy Orton. He's fought a lot of guys at WrestleMania. He just lost to Austin Theory. But believe it or not, I believe that if there was a rematch and the title was not even on the line, John Cena would have beaten Austin Theory. So I'm just letting you guys know my thing about John Cena. But Ric Flair has fought Randy Savage. He's fought The Undertaker. He lost to Savage. He won against Rock and Sock Connection when they were Evolution. He had a tag match with Carlito where he won at WrestleMania. And he lost to Shawn Michaels in his last match in WWE. So Flair is there. Flair's going to always be the greatest in my mind. But if John Cena breaks that record, then we might have to have another conversation. I believe that Ric Flair is the greatest ever. Like I said, no disrespect to Hogan or no disrespect to Austin or none of those guys, because all of them are great. But Ric Flair is up here and John Cena is up there with him. But if John Cena wins the WWE title one more time, he's the greatest ever. Or Charlotte Flair.